2024 will go down as a big year for horror. Multiple unique titles were released from both newer and already well-established names in the genre. From sci-fi alien horror to a dark comedy filled with the undead, 2024 has a little something for everyone. Stick around to see the top 10 best horror movies of 2024. Can you guess what number 1 will be?
Why did you bring us here?
You are here because your family belongs here.
That's a fucking weird way to put it.
Oh, it feels so good.
Grabbing the number 10 spot for horror movie releases in 2024 goes to Cuckoo. Set in the German Alps, we follow Gretchen. After a loss in her life, she is awkwardly sandwiched between her dad and his wife and their child, forced to coexist in a new family dynamic and a strange new home. With a weird premise that'll keep you guessing, this one brings the action. Gretchen, played by Hunter Schafer, brings a strong acting performance to this action-packed film. By the end of this one, it looks like she's been in a 12-round battle. And to be honest, she has. Takeaway from this one? Don't honeymoon in the German Alps. Moving right along, the next spot on our list, number 9, goes to...
Gentlemen, the dead are back. Population has dramatically grown by 175%.
There's no flesh-eating behavior. They're just here.
We Are Zombies. This one started floating around film festivals in 2023, but didn't hit the American market until this year. In this post-zombie virus setting, the living must coexist with the dead, referred to in this movie as the living impaired. It's a funny premise, and in this world you can even find a job as a living impaired remover, someone who goes around to where these living impaired have worn out their welcome. It's your job to remove them from the family home and send them to an old folks home for dead people, I guess. This one is campy and throws in some cheap laughs, but also has a storyline you can pretty much follow. It delivers on the zombie action, taking its own spin on this doomsday scenario, and the zombies aren't cheesy. The boss zombie is actually pretty cool. The dread continues with number 8, belonging to...
There's something in the water.
What do you mean there's something in the water?
I don't know, there's just something in the fucking water.
Alien Romulus. Now this movie is fine on its own, but compared to Prometheus, Covenant, and the older titles in this franchise, Romulus might not even crack the top 5 for me, but I can't knock its horror prowess for 2024. I enjoyed this one on the big screen this year, and it made for a fun experience, following a group of friends down on their luck in the year 2142. Trying to work their way off this dystopian planet they're stuck on seems like it will take an eternity, so the plan becomes to steal a spaceship and bounce that way. Once aboard, the chaos of androids, facehuggers, and xenomorphs begin. By now we understand the premise of these films, but it still had its moments and delivered on some unique scares. Making us look over our shoulders is the number 7 best horror movie of 2024.
You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around chopping people up? The feds heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him.
Trap. This M. Night Shyamalan psychological horror movie stars Josh Hartnett. Seeming innocent enough, this movie begins with a father taking his daughter to a concert to see her favorite performer, Lady Raven. But something just seems off. The security and police seem to be more numerous than usual, checking IDs and blocking off exits. All in an effort to trap a serial killer known as the Butcher. And wouldn't you know it, the serial killer is Daddy Dearest. This one is an adrenaline-fueled funhouse of paranoia. The cat and mouse game played by law enforcement and the killer is superb. But can the Butcher match wits with everyone? Trap gets the seal of approval for Best of 2024. Sleazy 6 goes to...
Name 5 celebrities who got their start in horror movies.
Jamie Lee Curtis, John Travolta, Demi Moore, Brooke Shields, and...
Maxine fucking Minx.
Mia Goth's Maxine is the 3rd installment of the X film series. Set in the seedy backdrop of 1985 Los Angeles amidst the killing rampage of the Night Stalker, Maxine Minx finds herself cast in an upcoming horror film, even though all her acting credentials are from the world of adult entertainment. Maxine must battle her way to the top while making sure her past doesn't come back to haunt her. Ancient lore abounds with the number 5 spot belonging to...
Don't you want to know what they are?
It's impossible.
The Watchers has received some controversy, mostly pertaining to claims of nepotism. M. Night Shyamalan produced this one, setting the scene for his daughter Ashana's directorial debut. This one I also enjoyed on the big screen, not letting the negative reviews sway me. I actually enjoyed this movie. The tone and atmosphere were on point. This movie was immersive at times and always had the sense of dread lurking in the background. Taking place in the dark landscape of an Irish forest and playing on themes of local tradition and folklore was an added bonus. Taking a seat and addressing the audience is this horror film coming in at number 4.
Now, here's Mr. Midnight, Jack Delroy! Oh, good evening, Night Owls, and thank you for allowing me into your living rooms once again.
Following late-night talk show host Jack Delroy on the set of Night Owls, Late Night with the Devil is set on Halloween night 1977. Jack has the bright idea to bring on a young girl who claims to be possessed in an effort to boost ratings for Night Owls, which has slowly been losing its audience. Needless to say, this is not the wisest of decisions and has horrible consequences. This movie delivers on horror and originality, with the best endorsement coming from Stephen King. Quote, "It's absolutely brilliant. I couldn't take my eyes off it." Before we get to the top 3, this is a good time to mention the movies on today's list are only 2024 releases, which I have personally watched and reviewed. I have not seen every horror title released this year. That includes movies like Heretic and Terrifier 3. With that out of the way, the top 3 are hands down the best horror movies of 2024 that I've had the chance to see. Blurring the lines between reality and illusion, the bronze medal goes to our number 3 horror movie of 2024.
I need to stop it, but I don't know how.
Following the success of 2022's Smile, Smile 2 kept the horror train rolling and became a smash hit in 2024. This movie ties in the first movie with its opening scene and then shifts directly to the new storyline. That of pop star Sky Riley as she is about to embark on a comeback tour. She has been on the sideline ever since a booze and coke-fueled joyride left her badly injured and her celebrity boyfriend killed. Dealing with a parasitic entity that takes over Sky's visions, we journey through a hallucinogenic hell with her as she tries to stop the evil that is eating her alive. Smile 2 is an excellent film. Watching what Sky must witness and encounter when the entity has control of her is truly creepy. Pirouetting onto the silver medal podium, today's number 2 spot goes to...
What can I say? I like playing with my phone.
She's flying! Vampire on my ass!
Abigail. Damn, this one is twisted. Kept me entertained and did not shy away from the gore. A kidnapping gone awry is the plot to Abigail. In fact, midway through this movie you'll start to feel bad for the kidnappers, not the innocent young ballerina, Abigail. As it turns out, she is basically the daughter of Dracula, and these unwitting kidnappers will soon become her playthings. What a way to turn a plot upside down, and I loved it. Not to mention the pool scene in Abigail wins the reward for most vomit-inducing horror I saw all year. I mean, damn, vampires be nasty. Take out the trash once in a while. I think I'd rather be drained of all my blood than have to swim one lap in that writhing death dumpster of a pool. Finally, the #1 horror movie of 2024, the one earning the gold medal, is brought to you by the best-selling beauty treatment of 2024.
This is The Substance.
I'm Sue.
That's right, I can only be referring to The Substance. Good lord, took me a minute to check this one out. I knew of its presence, whispers of its greatness turned into screams, and I had to check this one out. So glad I did. Wow, what a movie. Demi Moore scores big with this film, addressing what a woman, aging out of the entertainment industry, will do to squeeze one last drop out of her success. This movie has more TNA than Happy Hour at a strip club. That definitely doesn't hurt drawing in the male demographic. But that's just window dressing for the insane story that is told. Checking most of the boxes for a classic horror movie, this one then turns into one of the best body horror movies I've ever seen. With no hesitation, I crown The Substance as the best horror movie of 2024. Alright horror junkies, there it was. One man's humble opinions on the horror releases we got in 2024. From one horror fan to another, I hope you enjoyed 2024. Let's toast to the new year and hope that with it comes the same caliber of movies we saw in 2024.